In the labyrinthine world of secrets, deception, and hidden identities, few stories captivate and confound as much as the saga of Peaches, a woman whose enigmatic presence has left a trail of questions and chaos in her wake. Is she merely Leslie's adoptive mother, as she claims, or could she be the late Barbara Mitchell, a figure whose shadow looms large over a tangled web of family drama, betrayal, and inherited wealth? This question has sparked heated debates, wild theories, and a relentless pursuit of the truth among those caught in the orbit of this extraordinary tale. Today, we dive deep into the heart of this mystery, exploring the dramatic twists, emotional upheavals, and shocking revelations that have turned Peach's story into a modern-day melodrama of epic proportions. The revelation that shook the foundations. The story begins with a bombshell confession that sent shockwaves through Leslie's world. Peaches, the woman who raised her, dropped a staggering revelation: she is not Leslie's biological mother. Instead, that role belongs to the late Barbara Mitchell, a woman whose name carries weight, mystery, and a legacy of secrets. For Leslie, this was not just a personal upheaval but a seismic shift that altered the very fabric of her identity. Everything she thought she knew about her life, her roots, her family, her place in the world, was called into question. Leslie, a woman already known for stirring trouble, found herself at the center of a storm. Her actions had already left a trail of destruction in the lives of those around her, particularly within the Dupree's family. She had played a pivotal role in the unraveling of Nicole Dupree's marriage, a scandal that had tongues wagging and hearts breaking. But the revelation about her parentage added a new layer of complexity to her already controversial existence. With Barbara Mitchell's name now tied to her, Leslie inherited not just a fortune but a Pandora's box of questions, suspicions, and potential betrayals. The most tantalizing question of all, however, is this: is Peaches truly who she says she is? Or could she, in fact, be Barbara Mitchell herself, orchestrating a grand deception from beyond the grave? If Peaches is Barbara, the implications are staggering. Leslie's newfound wealth, her status, and her very identity could be stripped away in an instant, leaving her to grapple with a truth too devastating to bear. Leslie's reign of chaos. To understand the full scope of this drama, we must first examine Leslie's role in the saga. Leslie is no stranger to controversy. Her actions have left a trail of devastation, particularly within the Dupree's family, a clan already fraught with tension and secrets. Nicole Dupree's, once happily married, found her life upended when Leslie's machinations came to light. Whether driven by jealousy, ambition, or a thirst for chaos, Leslie's interference in Nicole's marriage was nothing short of catastrophic. The details of the scandal are murky, but whispers of betrayal, manipulation, and heartbreak have become the stuff of legend in their tight-knit community. Yet, Leslie's troubles didn't end with Nicole's broken marriage. With the revelation of her adoption and the connection to Barbara Mitchell, Leslie found herself thrust into a new world of privilege. The fortune she inherited from Barbara's estate was substantial, a windfall that promised to elevate her status and secure her future. But wealth, as it so often does, came with strings attached. The money brought scrutiny, envy, and questions that centered on Peaches and her true identity. Leslie's newfound fortune only amplified the chaos she seemed to attract. Anita Dupree's, a matriarch with a sharp tongue and an even sharper sense of justice, became Leslie's fiercest critic. Anita saw Leslie not as a victim of circumstance but as a scheming opportunist who had manipulated her way into wealth and power. The tension between the two women crackled like a live wire, with every encounter laced with accusations and distrust. Anita's disdain for Leslie was matched only by her suspicion of Peaches, whom she believed to be hiding a secret that could unravel everything. The enigma of Peaches. At the heart of this saga lies Peaches, a woman whose quiet demeanor and unassuming presence belie the storm of controversy swirling around her. To the outside world, Peaches is a devoted adoptive mother, a woman who took Leslie in and raised her as her own. But beneath this veneer of maternal warmth lies a labyrinth of secrets that threatens to upend the lives of everyone involved. Peaches' confession about Leslie's adoption was dramatic enough, but it was her connection to Barbara Mitchell that truly set tongues wagging. Barbara, a figure of almost mythical stature, was known for her beauty, her charisma, and her tragic end. Her death had been shrouded in mystery, with rumors of foul play and hidden motives lingering long after she was laid to rest. For Peaches to claim that Barbara was Leslie's biological mother was a revelation that raised more questions than it answered. Why had Peaches kept this secret for so long? What did she stand to gain by revealing it now? And, most crucially, could Peaches herself be Barbara, orchestrating a deception so audacious it defies belief? The theory that Peaches is Barbara Mitchell is not as far-fetched as it might seem. Barbara was known for her cunning, her ability to manipulate those around her, and her knack for staying one step ahead of her enemies. If she had faked her own death, a feat that, while dramatic, is not unheard of in the annals of scandal, she could have assumed a new identity as Peaches, biding her time until the moment was right to re-emerge. The motive? Perhaps to protect Leslie, to secure her legacy, or to exact revenge on those who wronged her in her past life. The possibilities are as tantalizing as they are terrifying. A web of deception. The idea that Peaches could be Barbara has sparked a firestorm of speculation. Those who believe in the theory point to a series of clues that seem to support it. For one, Peaches' knowledge of Barbara's life is uncanny. She speaks of Barbara with an intimacy that goes beyond what one might expect from a mere acquaintance or friend. Her stories are laced with details that only someone deeply connected to Barbara could know, details about her habits, her fears, her dreams. Then there's the matter of Peaches' appearance. While she has aged, there are moments when a certain tilt of her head or a fleeting expression in her eyes recalls the iconic images of Barbara in her prime. But the most compelling evidence lies in Peaches' behavior. She has an almost preternatural ability to anticipate the moves of those around her, to deflect suspicion, and to maintain an air of calm even as the world around her descends into chaos. These are the traits of a master manipulator, a woman who has spent years perfecting the art of deception. Could it be that Peaches has been playing a long game, using her role as Leslie's adoptive mother to position herself at the center of a fortune that rightfully belongs to Barbara? Of course, not everyone is convinced. Skeptics argue that Peaches is exactly who she claims to be, a woman who took in a child out of love and duty, only to find herself entangled in a drama she never sought. They point to the lack of concrete evidence, no DNA tests, no definitive proof that Barbara is still alive. They argue that the similarities between Peaches and Barbara could be coincidental, the product of wishful thinking or an overactive imagination. Yet even the skeptics cannot deny the unease that Peaches' presence inspires, the sense that there is more to her story than meets the eye. The stakes of the truth. If Peaches is indeed Barbara, the consequences would be earth-shattering. For Leslie, it would mean the loss of her fortune, her status, and her very sense of self. The wealth she inherited from Barbara's estate would be called into question, as would her legitimacy as Barbara's heir. The Dupree's family, already reeling from Leslie's actions, would find themselves drawn deeper into the scandal, their name tarnished by association. Anita, in particular, would stop at nothing to expose Peaches, her vendetta fueled by a desire for justice and a need to protect her family's legacy. But the stakes go beyond money and reputation. At its core, this is a story about identity, trust, and the bonds that tie us together, or tear us apart. For Leslie, discovering that Peaches is Barbara would mean confronting the possibility that her entire life has been a lie. Every moment of love, every sacrifice Peaches made, would be cast in a new light, tainted by the specter of deception. For Peaches, the truth could mean the end of the life she has built, the exposure of a secret she has guarded for decades. A drama unfolds. As the mystery deepens, the drama shows no signs of abating. Leslie, caught between her loyalty to Peaches and her desire for the truth, has become a lightning rod for speculation and gossip. The Dupree's family, meanwhile, is divided, with some members rallying behind Anita's crusade for justice and others urging caution, fearful of the consequences of digging too deep. And at the center of it all stands Peaches, a woman whose calm exterior masks a storm of secrets. Theories abound, each more dramatic than the last. Some believe that Peaches is not only Barbara but also the mastermind behind a larger conspiracy, one that involves hidden fortunes, long-buried secrets, and a network of allies working in the shadows. Others speculate that Leslie herself may hold the key to the truth, her memories of her childhood containing clues that could unlock the mystery. And then there are those who believe that the truth may never be known, that Peaches has covered her tracks too well, her secrets buried too deep. The search for answers. The quest for the truth has taken on a life of its own, drawing in journalists, private investigators, and amateur sleuths eager to crack the case. Social media platforms like X have become battlegrounds for competing theories, with hashtags like #PeachesIsBarbara and #LeslieScandal trending as users dissect every detail of the story. Posts on X reveal a polarized public. Some defend Peaches, citing her devotion to Leslie as proof of her innocence, while others paint her as a cunning manipulator, a woman who has played everyone for fools. One particularly compelling post on X, from a user claiming to have known Barbara in her youth, describes a woman who was always 3 steps ahead, always playing a game no one else could see. The post goes on to speculate that Barbara's death was staged, a carefully orchestrated exit to escape enemies or debts. While the post offers no concrete evidence, it has fueled speculation and added to the growing sense that Peach's story is far from over. Meanwhile, Leslie has begun her own search for answers, hiring a private investigator to dig into Peach's past. The investigator's findings have yet to be revealed, but early reports suggest that Peach's history is a patchwork of inconsistencies, missing records, vague references, and a trail that seems to vanish at critical moments. For Leslie, each new discovery is a double-edged sword, bringing her closer to the truth but also threatening to unravel the only family she has ever known. A legacy of secrets. As the saga unfolds, one thing is clear: the story of Peaches and Leslie is more than just a family drama. It is a tale of ambition, betrayal, and the lengths to which people will go to protect, or destroy, the ones they love. Whether Peaches is Barbara or simply a woman caught in a web of her own making, her story has captured the imagination of all who hear it, a testament to the enduring power of secrets. For now, the truth remains elusive, hidden behind Peach's enigmatic smile and Leslie's desperate search for answers. But as the pieces of the puzzle slowly come together, one thing is certain: when the truth about Peaches is finally revealed, it will shake the foundations of everyone involved, leaving a legacy of secrets that will echo for generations to come. So, dear readers, what do you think? Is Peaches the mastermind behind a grand deception, or is she merely a woman caught in the crosshairs of fate? Our TV channel Soap News and Spoilers is the place for those who want to know how the Salem story goes, as well as great Beyond the Gates updates and news, so subscribe to our channel to get what you want. Bye-bye.